Genesis 1:12 describes the emergence of plant life on the newly formed earth. This event illustrates a divine act of bringing order to the nascent world. The appearance of plants signifies the introduction of self-sustaining life. Thus, Genesis 1:12 highlights the creation of a functional ecosystem. This verse concludes God's command initiated in verse 11. The command focuses on the creation of vegetation. Key aspects include reproduction and distinction among plant types. The creation receives divine approval, affirming its goodness and purpose. The earth brought forth vegetation as a result of God's creative word. This illustrates the power of divine command in shaping the natural world. The earth served as the medium through which this creative act was manifested. Vegetation's emergence symbolizes the tangible effect of God's word. Verse 11 documents the divine command for the earth to bring forth vegetation. This command included the production of grass, herbs yielding seed, and fruit trees. These trees were to bear fruit, each with its own seed, according to its kind. Verse 12 illustrates the immediate fulfillment of this divine decree. The earth responded by producing vegetation and trees bearing fruit, as commanded. The phrase, bringing forth, is used to describe the earth's role. This language indicates God's utilization of the earth. The earth serves as a medium for divine creative power. God's creative power is manifested through the earth. Therefore, the earth is instrumental in God's creative acts. Ecosystem development involves the transformation of a barren environment into a thriving, mature ecosystem. Initially, the landscape may consist of bare land, lacking significant vegetation or animal life. As the ecosystem matures, plants begin to establish themselves, altering the landscape. These plants serve as a primary food source, supporting various creatures within the ecosystem. Mature plants also gain the ability to reproduce, further contributing to the ecosystem's stability. This transition fosters biodiversity and complex interdependencies between organisms. The phrase, according to their kinds, highlights the concept of distinct creation. This implies that different plants were created with inherent differences. These differences manifest as separate plant families. Each family has unique characteristics and traits. Clear boundaries exist between these created kinds, preventing intermingling. Plants possess a natural reproductive system that allows them to perpetuate their species. This reproductive system is centered around the production and dispersal of seeds. Each plant generates its own unique seeds, ensuring the continuation of its lineage. These seeds contain the genetic blueprint necessary to grow into new plants. The principle emphasizes structured arrangements. It highlights categorized organization. Order contrasts with randomness. It opposes blended entities. Structured life is a key aspect. Order represents intentional arrangement over chaotic mixing. Natural systems are designed for long-term stability. This stability ensures the world remains consistent across generations. A key aspect of this stability is reliable reproduction. Plants, for example, reproduce in a predictable manner. This predictable reproduction contributes to the overall stability. The design inherently supports a stable and enduring environment. The phrase, "and God saw that it was good," is a recurring affirmation in the creation narrative. It signifies that each stage of creation aligned with God's intended design. This alignment indicates that the created elements were functioning according to His plan. The statement confirms that each phase of creation successfully served its intended purpose. It reflects God's satisfaction with the order and functionality established in the universe. Therefore, "it was good" represents a divine endorsement of the creation's perfection and suitability. Good includes functional benefits, such as providing sustenance. It also encompasses the provision of essential elements like oxygen. Furthermore, good involves creating habitats. This preparation extends to both animals and humans. ensuring their well-being. The concept of good encompasses more than just basic functionality or utility. It extends to include moral goodness, reflecting ethical behavior and virtuous actions. Aesthetic goodness is also a component, referring to beauty and pleasing qualities. The concept suggests a divine influence in establishing order and promoting life. This divine influence is also associated with the creation of beauty in the world. Therefore, good is a multifaceted concept incorporating morality, aesthetics, and divine order. The phrase, "God saw that it was good," appears repeatedly during creation. This repetition emphasizes God's assessment of his work. It confirms that each aspect of creation met his standards. This ensures the creation is precisely as it was intended to be. Genesis 1:12 illustrates the power and effectiveness of God's spoken word. God's commands are instantly translated into tangible reality. For example, the command, "Let the earth sprout," initiates immediate growth. Consequently, the earth brought forth vegetation, fulfilling God's decree. God's role includes providing for his creation. The earth was filled with food resources before animals and humans were created. This demonstrates forethought in the divine plan. Provision highlights God's care for his creation. The act of providing precedes the arrival of those who will benefit. This sequence emphasizes the priority of meeting needs. God prioritizes order as a fundamental principle. He establishes boundaries to define and structure existence. Fruitfulness is also valued, emphasizing reproduction and growth. Life is intended to reproduce itself, ensuring continuity. Flourishing is an inherent aspect of life within God's design. Functionality is key, with each element fulfilling its purpose within defined distinctions. Genesis 1:12 describes a creator with immense power and wisdom. This creator uses spoken word to bring the world into existence. The creator establishes order within the newly formed world. The creator blesses the world, endowing it with life and fruitfulness. The world is designed to be a vibrant and productive environment. The creation of vegetation provides essential resources. These resources are vital for sustaining future life. This provision demonstrates foresight and planning. The design suggests a deliberate act of providing for future needs. The plant kingdom exhibits a vast diversity of life forms. Each plant species has unique characteristics and reproductive strategies. These reproductive methods ensure the continuation of each plant's specific kind. This ordered reproduction reflects a complex and intricate design. The consistent replication of plant types underscores the beauty of natural processes. The diversity and order in plant life highlight the complexity found in nature. Seeds are essential for plant propagation and the continuation of plant life. The presence of seeds ensures the survival of plant species across generations. Seeds contain the genetic material necessary for new plants to develop. They provide a means for plants to disperse and colonize new environments. Seed development and germination are vital stages in the plant life cycle. The ability of plants to produce seeds is crucial for maintaining biodiversity. God's approval indicates the fulfillment of his intentions in the act of creation. This approval signifies that creation is without flaw. It also means creation is in complete harmony with God's divine purposes. The alignment with divine purposes confirms creation's intended function. Therefore, divine approval underscores the perfection and purposefulness of creation. This perfection reflects God's nature and wisdom. The transformation from barren earth to a thriving ecosystem demonstrates a powerful change. This transition illustrates the capacity for renewal and growth. The shift signifies a profound creative force at work. Such ecological changes highlight the potential for dramatic and positive development. The orderliness observed in creation is a reflection of a divine character. This orderliness suggests a commitment to structure It also indicates a purposeful design. The structured nature of creation implies intention. Therefore, order in creation reveals divine attributes of structure and purpose. Plants possess the inherent ability to sustain themselves through photosynthesis. This self-sufficiency also enables plants to support other organisms within their environment. This interconnectedness highlights the balance inherent in natural ecosystems. The ability of plants to support life demonstrates the wisdom in ecological design. Vegetation possesses an inherent aesthetic beauty. This beauty enhances the overall goodness of the natural world. The beauty found in vegetation can be seen as a reflection of divine artistry. The aesthetic qualities of plants contribute to a sense of creation's inherent value. The creation of plants is fundamental to establishing ecosystems. Plant life prepares the earth for more complex organisms. This preparation includes modifying the atmosphere and soil. These modifications create conditions suitable for animals. Ultimately, plant life supports the arrival and survival of humans. Plant reproductive capacity is essential for the continuation of life. Reproduction in plants ensures the species' survival across generations. This capacity enables plants to be fruitful and multiply. The ability to reproduce is a fundamental aspect of plant biology. The variety in plant life showcases the complexity of nature. Different kinds of plants emphasize the diversity within the plant kingdom. These distinctions highlight the intricate details of biological creation. The diversity and complexity seen in plants reflect broader creative processes. God's creation includes a vast array of vegetation. This vegetation serves as a primary source of food. God's design ensures that all living beings have access to nourishment. The provision of food through vegetation reflects God's care. It demonstrates His concern for the well-being of His creation. This natural food supply is a testament to God's thoughtful planning. The earth plays a crucial role in supporting vegetation. This role highlights the interconnectedness within the natural world. Vegetation relies on the earth for physical support. The soil provides essential nutrients for plant growth. Water, vital for plant life, is sourced from the earth. This underscores the importance of preserving the natural environment. The rapid emergence of vegetation demonstrates divine power. This immediacy emphasizes God's efficiency. It illustrates the swift execution of His creative will. Vegetation's sudden appearance showcases divine capability. God's power is evident in the instantaneous creation. This reflects a purposeful and effective creative process. The presence of mature plants at the time of creation implies a divine intention. This suggests that God designed the world for immediate use and benefit. The plants were not created as seeds requiring extended growth. Instead, they were fully formed, ready to fulfill their purpose. This immediate functionality aligns with a plan for instant provision. The mature state reflects a deliberate choice for immediate usability. Ecosystems exhibit self-sustaining properties, maintaining balance through internal processes. This inherent ability to thrive independently suggests a designed intelligence. The complexity and interdependence within ecosystems imply a deliberate creation. The self-sustaining nature of ecosystems can be interpreted as evidence of divine wisdom. The classification of plants demonstrates a structured order. This order reflects a deliberate design. Distinct plant kinds exist due to this organization. Categorization highlights the inherent structure. This structure suggests a purpose and intention. Plant reproduction is crucial for maintaining life on Earth. Reliable plan reproduction assure ecological stability. It guarantees the continuity of plant species over time. This process supports biodiversity and ecosystem health. God's assessment of His creation as good is significant. This evaluation confirms the creation's adherence to God's plan. It also indicates alignment with His intended purpose for the creation. The term good signifies completeness and fulfillment of divine objectives. Therefore, creation is not only existent but also purposeful in God's eyes. Vegetation plays a crucial role in producing oxygen. This oxygen production is essential for the survival of animals. Humans also depend on the oxygen provided by vegetation. The provision of oxygen highlights the importance of plants and ecosystems. Without vegetation, the availability of breathable air would be severely limited. Therefore, protecting vegetation is vital for maintaining life-supporting conditions. Vegetation plays a crucial role in creating habitats. The presence of vegetation modifies the environment. This modification prepares the earth for various life forms. The created habitats support biodiversity. Diverse life forms can thrive in these vegetation-created environments. The moral goodness of creation is intrinsically linked to God's character. This goodness serves as a reflection of God's inherent nature. God's character is defined by righteousness and justice. Creation's moral integrity mirrors these divine attributes. God's commitment to righteousness and justice is evident in the moral structure of creation. Therefore, creation's goodness is not arbitrary, but a direct expression of God's moral character. God's word possesses an inherent effectiveness. This effectiveness is a demonstration of his authority. It also showcases his power. This authority and power extend over all creation. Therefore, God's word is not merely informative. It is inherently powerful and authoritative in its impact on creation. God demonstrated forethought by providing food resources. This provision occurred before the creation of animals. It also predates the creation of humans. This sequence emphasizes divine care. It also highlights God's proactive provision. The act underscores a planned and caring creation. God prioritizes fruitfulness as a key aspect of his divine plan. This emphasis reflects a desire for life to thrive and expand across the earth. Fruitfulness, in this context, symbolizes growth, reproduction, and abundance. It signifies the realization of potential and the multiplication of blessings. Therefore, fruitfulness is not merely an option but a fundamental aspect of God's intention for creation. Seeds represent the inherent capacity for growth and development. They embody the concept of renewal, suggesting the start of new life cycles. This symbolism extends beyond the biological realm to encompass various aspects of life. Seeds can be seen as metaphors for new ideas, projects, or relationships. Each seed holds the potential to transform into something significant and impactful. Therefore, seeds are powerful symbols of hope, potential, and the cyclical nature of existence. The Earth's actions reflect a response to a higher power's command. This response illustrates the concept of obedience within the natural world. Such obedience highlights the harmony present in creation. Harmony suggests a coordinated and balanced relationship among all elements. The Earth's behavior demonstrates submission to divine authority. This submission implies an acknowledgement of a supreme governing force. The establishment of initial vegetation is a foundational step. This initial phase sets the stage for further ecological development. Subsequent vegetation growth builds upon this established base. Each new phase of vegetation creation leverages the preceding work. This iterative process leads to increasingly complex ecosystems. Genesis 1:12 emphasizes the concept of reproduction. Reproduction is presented as a key element in God's plan. This focus underscores the importance of continuity. Continuity ensures the ongoing presence and impact of creation. Legacy is also highlighted through the act of reproduction. Legacy represents the lasting effect and influence across generations. God's blessing represents divine approval of creation. This blessing signifies endorsement of creation's intended purpose. It also affirms the proper function of all that has been created. The blessing implies divine satisfaction with the created order. It suggests that creation fulfills God's intended design. Therefore, God's blessing validates creation's existence and role. The creation of vegetation is a key element in a divine plan. This plan aims to populate the earth with life. The intention is to ensure abundance across the planet. Vegetation plays a crucial role in supporting diverse ecosystems. It provides sustenance and habitats for various life forms. Thus, vegetation is integral to fulfilling the divine purpose of a vibrant, thriving earth. Genesis 1:12 emphasizes God's role as a powerful creator. The verse highlights God's wisdom in designing the natural world. It also portrays God as a generous provider for his creation. Ultimately, Genesis 1:12 conveys God's sustaining power over all he has made.